been there, done that. So all praises to the Most High. Make sure you just keep growing in this truth, keep growing as a young girl, as a young woman, and just keep flourishing to her highest potential. And may you keep being the best mother that you can be, to cultivate good teachings, and raise good, healthy, strong Israelite, God-fearing children. So all praises, and to you other mothers as well on the call as well. May you be able to teach the young ones and love your husband. Let's go to Titus 2 right quick. Titus chapter 2 and verse 3. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go to the book of Titus, chapter 2, verse 3. When everyone has it, say con. Con. Titus, chapter 2, verse 3. The aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given too much wine, teachers of good things. That's right. Read on, sister. Verse 4. That they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children. Read on. Verse 5, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of God be not blasphemed. So that is our role, sisters, and you got to give roses while you can smell them. So, Sister Tariella, I'm calling you out, but not just you, but other sisters as well. Sisters who have children, who have husbands, who have a family. That is our role as sisters, and we should not take that role lightly. We should be able to really put in our due diligence with the role that we have, with a great role of being able to raise children. It's it's hard, it's difficult. Sometimes kids may not want to cooperate, or they're still learning. Bumps and bruises and all that stuff. But again, being long-suffering, having that patience that eventually they will get it. Having that patience that, okay, you know what, so-and-so, you may not understand this right now, but eventually you will. You may not understand what it is to be this, but eventually you will. So be long-suffering with yourselves, with your children, with your husbands. Be patient with one another. So all praise to the Most High. All you other sisters who are really doing this thing, who are due diligence, I want to make sure I give my roses to you sisters, because y'all really help the nation grow. Y'all really help cultivate the nation. So I definitely look up to you sisters. As a young unmarried sister myself, I definitely look up to you sisters and how it should really be in the household, because that household is the first business that we should try and cultivate, seeing as though our community is so in dire need of a proper family structure. So I tip my hat off, or I tip my head wrap up to you sisters for being wonderful daughters of Zion, and being wonderful teachers of good things. But all praise to the Most High, H.O.I. We're going to continue on with the lesson. Lucky, sisters. Go ahead, sister.
I just want to bring up the verse, Proverbs 22, verse 6. And it reads, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So, we have to start as daughters of Zion, as mothers, as sisters, as wives, as helpmates. We have to start now with our children. We can't wait until our daughters are at 16 by then they're already, into the world, starting at a young age and instilling
Shalom
in them now. So like the verse said, that we have to start now. We can't wait before it's too late, when the world already consumed them and put that information in their minds. We have to start when they're young. Once a child is born, you can start reading the scriptures now. Start teaching them. But they might not be able to speak back to you. They'll still have that understanding and that foundation. Sometimes us mothers, we should get so busy, and then we just stick our child in front of the television, and then that's where they're getting their information from. And that's not right. We have to train them up now for the word of the Lord, to instill these into them, so they know once they're of age, they number one, they will depart from you, and they also would be able to have discernment of what's good and evil.
Right, exactly. All praises. Let me see. I don't think I have a precept for that, but if y'all sisters have any precepts to that, y'all more than welcome to bring it out. Like the sister said, you got to keep training up the children while they're young. While they're still yet to be malleable and still can be able to adapt and still soak up, because children are sponges. So, and I say that in preference because children are watching what you're doing. You may not think they're not watching, but they are. They're observing. They're taking it in, because that is programming them to be the type of people that they can be in society, in this truth, as God-fearing young men and young women. So I encourage you, sisters, focus on your children, but also make sure that you are putting in that life within yourself, so that you can radiate off to your children, to the nation, to other sisters. Sister said, this world is full of wickedness, and this world is full of, different sharks and different lions that's going to try and, snatch up our children and stuff like that, or in layman's terms, to discourage them and stuff like that. We have to be that example. That's why I say the role of woman, of an Israelite woman, is more than just, my head wrapped, I got my dress. It's about the spirit behind it. It's about the fruits of the spirit behind that woman. Rend your hearts and not your garments. You have to, again, rip up yourself, rip up your inner self. You might forget certain stuff, but you make sure you keep taking it out. Make sure you keep improving, because we have a heavy role, not only as women, but as mothers, as wives, as sisters, as daughters as well, So I hope you sisters can keep growing in that and keep encouraging yourself. Don't feel discouraged, please. Don't feel discouraged, Sometimes we mess up, sometimes we fall. But hold on, let me get that in Ecclesiastes. Salakia. The spirit got me moving right now. Let's get Ecclesiastes. Salakia. I believe that's 7. That's what I want. Hold up. Yeah, this is what I want. Slakia. Slakia. It wasn't Ecclesiastes. My mistake. Let's go to Proverbs 24:16. My mistake. My apologies. You got that, sister? Proverbs 24:16.
You said Proverbs 24:15?
16.
Lucky, I couldn't make out if you said 15 or 16.
Oh, it's all good, sister. It's all good. Salakia. My apologies.
right, we're going to go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verse 15. When everyone has it, say con.
Con. Con.
Lay not wait, O wicked man, against the dwelling of the righteous. Spoil not his resting place.
Read on.
Verse 16. For a just man falleth 7 times, and riseth up again. The wicked shall fall mischief.
Con. That's really all I wanted, because, you know, not to say that we're perfect, you know, even me, I'm not perfect. We're all not perfect. We're all, you know, learning the ropes and still, you know, cultivating certain things and still growing. So I encourage you, sisters, not to be so hard on yourself, but also realize that to be long-suffering is not just, oh yeah, I'm going to just be patiently and wait. To being long-suffering is a battle, but it's a battle that must be fought. It's a battle that must be won. You understand what I mean? So, yes, you will mess up. Yes, you will have mistakes. You know, the fruit being long-suffering goes for yourself, for your husband when he might be snapping at you and you want to just blow a ball in his face, or, you know, for your children and stuff like that. They might do something and you tell them so and so and such and such and such and such, and they don't want to listen. Being long-suffering is incorporating that patience of being, because look, the Most High is a patient God, all right? The Most High could have been cast aside with all our wickedness, but what He is still so patient. He's still so long-suffering to, you know what? They don't know right now. They're still getting it together. It's not perfect, but I'm still gonna keep working with them. Y'all understand what I mean?
Con.
So let me get that precept. I know I said that, but, you know, I want to make sure everything is, I'm not just talking out my head, out my neck. Make sure that everything that I'm saying, I make sure I want to bring precepts to it, because what's the scripture say? Let God be true and every man a liar. So we want to make sure that the scriptures reign supreme in this. So, okay. Y'all just can say something for a quick minute. If y'all have a precept, you want to bring out a comment, concern, like, this is for you guys. This is for us to build up a better relationship with sisters, build up a better influence for ourselves, for our children, for our husbands, and for the nation. So please, y'all more than welcome to bring it out.
Like 34 and 35. So I they don't listen to me no matter what I say. But my son is coming into it, so that's good. You know, I don't have any grandchildren because they definitely would know about it.
But the good thing is, sister, you're in. You know, of course, we want family members and, you know, our dearest, closest. Many are called and few are chosen. You know, if it's not for them, then you know what you got to do. You know what I mean, sister?
Right, but it hurts, you know.
Of course.
Right. My daughter, she's gay, and I try to fight with her every day. And I'm not saying she will never turn around. You know, you never know. You never know what the Lord will put on her. You know, so I can't say it, but you know, when I try to talk to her about it, it's like a fight. I'm sorry if I sound like this. I still have this cotton in my mouth from the surgery.
It's all good, sister. It's all good, sister. Take your time.
I'm sorry. Right, but no, I understand what you're saying.
It is hard. It's difficult. That's why this walk is not an easy walk. This walk is really not for the faint of heart. You know, it's it's difficult to leave your family or your friends or, you know, the people who you really love and your loved ones who you care about, and you just want them to get the kingdom. You just want them to turn away from wickedness. But, you know, everybody has to choose their own path, you know. As much as, you know, we can give them the truth and stuff like that, you can bring a horse to the water, but you can't force them to drink. So, at the end of the day, sister, you know, I know it's difficult. I've been there. A lot of sisters been there. But, you know, everybody has to seek out their own salvation. You know what I mean? Everybody has to seek out their own salvation. So, unfortunately, you know, your children may not be down with the program, may not be, you know, fully taking heed at the moment right now. But Lord's willing, if it be by His will, if it be by His grace, you know, He can be able to bring certain things about or change their minds. The Most High can change our hearts, just like how He did in Egypt during the Passover, how He changed the heart of Pharaoh into cold and changed his heart to be vexed and stuff like that. So the Most High, it ain't nothing too hard for the Most High. But if it's in His will, though, you know what I mean? If it's in the Most High's will to do that, then so let it be. But if it's not, it's His will, and thus saith the Lord.
Con.
So don't feel no way. I know I can't say don't feel no way, but I would say just, you know, keep praying with them and keep being that example, you know, even if you don't necessarily think they have been with it, you be that righteous example of what they need to see. You know, that's why I say us, we have a role to play. Our role is not to just sit up in the house, look cute and look pretty. We have a role as examples, as lights, as little candlesticks throughout, spread about, to be that light. So they may not be down with the program per se, but if they see how you move, how you're moving in a very diligent way, how, you know, you just have this glow, this aura about you, then people might consider, might ask you certain questions. That's why I say, you know, it's important, our role. It's not just fringes, skirts, dresses, blah, 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 check. You know, it's deeper than that. It's way more, it really goes deep. It really goes beyond skin deep. So that's where I'm gonna leave with that. Go ahead, sis, I'm listening.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring out just an encouraging verse for the sister who was saying about her daughter that you don't think she's getting it. But in here, like in 1 Corinthians 3, verse 6, it reads, I have planted, Apostle water, but God gave the increase. As long as you keep, you know, talking to her little by little, you're planting the seed, but the Most High is going to be the one that's, you know, grow. So just, you know, don't give up. Just keep planting. You'll be surprised that when the Lord wants her to, you know, awaken her, that all the time that you've been planting in her, these good spirits and stuff in her, the word in her, that He'll water it, and eventually just, you know, keep praying on it. Just don't give up. You know, she'll get it in due time. Maybe this is not the season for her to get it, but once you put it in seed, it's there. You need to do your part.
That's right. She says to me, she goes, well, Mommy, I'm not, you know, I don't steal, I don't lie. You know, she's trying to do all the other ones, you know. She's like, I'm doing the best that I can, like trying to keep the other ones. So that's a good start. She's on a track, you know.
Right.
So my son just asked me for a staff.
All praises.
All praises. And he's giving me shirts so I can put fringes on them so he can remember to keep the commandments.
All praises. All praises.
Right.
I want to bring out a precept. To just kind of, go ahead, sis, I'm listening.
Sorry, I just wanted to support that verse that was just brought out by the sister. Proverbs, the virtuous woman, Proverbs 31, verses 27 and 28. When everyone has it, say con.
Hold on, let me get it what you
said. Proverbs 31, 27, 28?
Con.
Okay.
And it reads, she looketh well to the She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. Her children arise up and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praiseth her. So, just to kind of follow with what you were saying, about how your son is, asking for a staff and bringing you shirts to put fringes on. And then the sister brought up the verse in First Corinthians about, planting the seed. That right there is you looking well to the ways of your household. That's one of the ways you look well to the ways of your household. Because if you're doing what you're supposed to do, the Most High is going to put the Spirit on, your children, your husband, and, any other family members that maybe you don't think are getting it. They start doing little things like that, and that's fruit being there. And then you eat it, not the bread of idleness. As long as you stay in this word and keep these scriptures and do the work, you're not eating the bread of idleness. You're constantly, spreading this word and doing the labor to reap the fruit. And then at the end of it, it says in verse 28, her children arise up and call her blessed. Well, why would your children be calling? Why would children be calling their mother blessed? Because they've been learning good things from their mother, or from this virtuous woman that the Most High is saying, she's unlike any other. And then her husband also, and he praises her. When we as mothers take care of our children and we're raising them in this word, and our husbands, they see that in us, and that gives them some sort of I don't want to say comfort, but it puts them at ease to know that if they have to go out and preach the word, or they have to go out be on the highways and byways, at least they know at home that their seeds are being taken care of, because the wife is training up the children in the word. He has no worries of what's being instilled into their minds, being that they're sponges. And that's big stress relief for a man, for a God-fearing man, when he knows that his children are still being trained in this word to fear the Lord, and he still go out in the highways and byways and build up the nation, build up Israel. Sister, definitely just keep doing what you're doing. If your son is asking for a staff and bringing you shirts to put fringes on it, you must be doing something. The Most High is putting the Spirit on you to give out bit by bit, piece by piece, and putting out the Spirit for your son to be hearkening and taking to wear fringes. So it's a good step in the right direction.
Selassie, I want to build on what you were saying, just to edify the sister as well. Proverbs 31, because you spoke on that. So Proverbs 31.
We're going to go ahead and go to Proverbs 31, verse 11. When everyone has it, say Con. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil.
So just as you were saying, sister, like when you're doing the work, your husband can have, faith in you and stuff like that, that you're not up and about doing all kinds of stuff. He can have more peace of mind that you raise the children. And also, sister, for you as well, let's go to Luke 10 and 2 real quick, because there's a lot of work, and also you are doing your work, you are doing your part, you are doing your due diligence. Just like we went over last week, that every member of the body has its role. So we're gonna, bring that out. So if your son is asking for fringes, that means you're doing your part of being that light unto him. You're doing your part of being a shining grace for your children, for your husband, and so on and so forth. So let's read Luke 10:2.
Okay, we're going to go to the book of Luke, chapter 10, verse 2. When everyone has it, say con.
On.
Therefore said he unto them, the harvest truly is great, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he would send forth laborers into his harvest.
So that means, sister, that there's a lot of work to be done. And right now you are playing your part as the mother to your son to instruct him in wisdom and to instruct him into different teachings. You know, he is starting to kind of open up his eyes, open up his spiritual eyes a little bit, kind of get the crust out of there a little bit. And he's, you know, wanting these things. So that's your job, that's your role, that's your labor. You know, we all have, you know, jobs and roles and parts to play. There's a lot of seeds being planted. There's a lot of Israel still sleeping, and this is our job to, Lord, will bring them to the fold, be fishers of men, and you know, get put the shoulder to the wheel and do our due diligence and be good laborers. So all praise to the Most High. You doing your due diligence, and Lord's will, He can come into the truth and be a mighty brother, as well as your daughter. She can repent and she can be a mighty sister in the truth as well. But it's all in the Most High's grace. It's all through His will. You just keep doing your part, sister, and the Most High will work everything else out.
Con.
Praise
The water.
sister. You're welcome. You're welcome. Alright, anybody has any other precepts or something? You want to bring it out? Alright. Okay, I guess not. But anywho, the water, this is for your input. You know, just keep doing the work. Keep long suffering. So let's go to the precepts about long suffering. So the first precept I had wanted to get, Slakia. Let's go to Numbers 14 and 18.
Slakia, can you please repeat that?
Numbers chapter 14 and verse 18.
Okay, we're going to go to the book of Numbers, chapter 14, verse 18. When everyone has it, say con.
Shalom, sis. Shalom.
Shalom, sisters. This is Sister Mino.
Oh, shalom, Sister Mino. How are you?
I'm doing well.
All praises, all praises. We're currently at Numbers 14 and verse 18.
Cool, thank you.
You're welcome, sister.
Numbers, chapter 14, verse 18. The Lord is long-suffering and of great mercy, forgiving iniquity and transgression, and by no means clearing the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation.
Right. Wait, hold up. Okay, I think read on. Read on.
Verse 19. Pardon, I beseech thee, the iniquity of this people according unto the greatness of thy mercy, and as thou hast forgiven this people from Egypt even until now.
Mm-hmm. Read on. Just one more.
Verse 20. And the Lord said, I have pardoned according to thy word.
Right. So when I say, Tawada Sister Tawada, that's all I really needed. But when the Most High says to be, to have love, joy, peace, long suffering, this is what it's going into, because the Most High, we are His children. So whatever is in His Spirit is within us as well. We just have to unlock that and work on it and tap into that potential that we have within ourselves. Because we are, the sons, the men are gods of the Most High. We are His daughters. We are His daughters. So the Most High is long suffering. So He could have done us off a long time. He really could have done Israel a long time, but He's given us that grace. He's given us that long suffering, and the same type of long suffering you should have with your brother and sister. Salakia, let me get that precept. 70 times 7, Salakia. You want to forgive your brother. That's a part of being long suffering. Being, long suffering, it takes time, it takes diligence, but eventually things will work out. So let's go to Matthew 18 and 21. Shalom, sister. Shalom.
We're going to go to the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 21. When everyone has it, kick on. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Till 7 times?
Read on.
Verse 22. H.O.I saith unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7.
Right. So, Tawada sister, that's that long suffering spirit, But it's, again, let me just make sure we're on the same page. If a brother or sister is trying to do you hurt or harm in any way, physically and stuff like that, or spiritually trying to harm you and stuff like that, then you need to separate yourself away from that brother or sister. But for those who are, diligent, who are, we all make mistakes. We're still in the flesh. We're still on this earth. We're human, so we're gonna make mistakes, and we might offend a brother or a sister, but we still have to forgive that brother or sister. Not forgive. Let's get this down straight. Not forgive these other nations for what they did, for all the wickedness and stuff like that. Not talking about that. Talking about is our people being long suffering with our people, because again, we not all together yet. We not all mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically all right. We're still suffering from these past traumas of slavery and of different traumas that happened before time. We're still suffering from it now. So, emotions and tensions could arise, but we still have to be forgiving to our brothers and sisters. Wink at ignorance, because they may not know what they're doing. They may not understand, what exactly they did to make you feel some type of way, but you still got to keep long suffering, forgiving your brother and sister, So to make sure that we're on the same page, because, if a brother or sister is potentially causing you harm, you need to put yourself and take yourself out of the equation. Let them work on themselves on their own, instead of physically abusing you or emotionally or spiritually abusing you. You need to separate from yourself. But for those who you can commune with, who you can be in accordance with, and stuff like that. You need to be able to forgive and still forgive that brother because they know not what they do. Forgive that brother or sister for they know not what they do. So just forgive your brothers and sisters. It's tough. It's difficult, but we gotta just bite down that pride. We gotta just swallow that pride, get it out the way, wash it down with some juice, and just forgive. And just let go, move on. Our brother, that's my sister, that's family. It is what it is. Let me see. The next precept in terms of long suffering, like you said, do you just have any precept to bring out? Bring it out, you know. Bring it out. Okay. I think we was there. Slovakia. Let's go to Isaiah 26 and 1. Alright, we're going to go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 26 and verse 1, and whenever everyone has it, take on. In that shall the song be sung in the land of Judah. We have a strong city. Salvation will God appoint for walls and bulwarks. Read on. Verse 2. Open ye the gates, that the righteous nation which keepeth the truth may enter in. Read on. Verse 3. Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusteth in thee. Verse 4. Trust ye in the Lord forever, for in the Lord, Yahweh, is everlasting strength. All praises, all praises. I'm not sure if that's exactly what I wanted, but you know what? We hear the Most High is bringing out the script. We're just going to build off of that. You guys have any questions, comments, concerns, stories, precepts? Y'all can bring it out as well. But yeah, make sure we just keep trusting the Most High. Sometimes it can be, you know, for me in my personal experience, it sometimes can be difficult to trust or like trust certain things and put your trust in certain stuff, but that's a part of that long suffering too, is just continually getting out that leaven. Like I was speaking to the sister Karatazar earlier, you know, even during this Passover I kinda messed up a little bit because, you know, I took out as much leaven as I could, as I could remember, and as I was looking through, doing my due diligence, there was still a little bit of some leaven in the house somewhere deep somewhere. I was like, oh damn, I forgot about this. So these guys take it out, or you know, might have messed up and stuff like that. But that's a part of that long suffering, that trusting that the Most High will direct your steps. Real quick, let's go to as I said, direct your steps. Let's go to Proverbs 16 and 9. Okay, we're going to go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 9. When everyone has it, say con. Con. Read on, sister. A man's heart deviseth his way,
but the Lord directed his steps.
That's right. That's right. And I wanted to bring this precept out earlier, but the Spirit just moved in a different way. Spirit moves how it's supposed to move. So even for the sister, with her son and with her daughter and stuff like that, the Most High is directing our steps every day. So we may think we're making decisions, we may think we're making certain stuff. The Most High is literally directing our steps to where we need to be and exactly where we are supposed to be. So don't get it twisted, sisters. Don't feel discouraged that you're not there yet. You might have messed up. We are exactly where the Most High wants us to be. We're working on his time, not our own. We are working on his schedule, not our schedule. So we are exactly where we need to be. Those who are young in this truth, those who are young in age, those who are might be older in this truth or more seasoned in age, those who are here for a certain period of time for a reason, we are in accordance with the Most High's plan. And whether we realize it or not, the Most High is directing everything to where it needs to be. So just to let that fly, let that breathe. We are where we need to be. We are who we need to be, and we're going to continue to keep flourishing and keep growing to what the Most High's program is for us. So, I hope these sisters understand. This is not our own fault. It's not our own weights. The Most High is in complete, utter control of everything, of every situation, of every action, of everything. So he will direct, Lord's will, your children to whether they should hear or whether they should forbear, whether they should hear this truth or change, or whether they should not, because look, the Most High is directing our steps. The Most High is guiding the path for us. And all we can do is follow the path. That's it. That's all we can do. But let's go to Exodus 34 and verse 5. Hope you sisters understand it. Everything comes in time. It's long suffering. It takes patience. It takes diligence. But everything is working on the Most High's time. We are where he needs us to be. You may say, oh man, why can't this come a little faster? Why can't this, be over here right now? Why can't so-and-so turn around and da-da-da-da? But the Most High is on his time. You know what I mean? So, long suffering.
I have a tattoo. Can I speak?
Go ahead.
As far as guiding our steps, I really truly believe that and feel when you say that, because in recent times I was having trouble finding a place of fellowship. I don't jump from camp to camp. However, I do listen to the majority of all camps. But I needed fellowship. I needed it, and I was praying for it. And then that's when I came across the sisterhood. So now that I'm in the sisterhood, I feel so fulfilled, and I have the ability to fellowship and to go over the scriptures and get understanding, and not say that I'm not listening to the camps anymore, but I really believe in my heart that y'all guided my steps to you sisters, and I really appreciate it. And for other women out there, this is what this is all about. This sisterhood is all about. We can't. One thing I'm learning is to humble myself. I don't want to be that woman out there arguing with the man and trying to tell the man how to feel, and and it's something that I'm working on, because I have a problem with that, but with the sisterhood, it's like I'm able to humble myself and not put myself in that type of environment to to reflect like that because that's something that I'm working on. So not to be angry at any camps out there, but that's what this is all about. God guided my steps to this sisterhood. God made you guys put this together for us women out there, our Hebrew women out there, to where we can fellowship and not put ourselves in a bad position of fighting with the men, if that make any type of sense. Because it's
I know exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah, it's not together with all the camps, so it really hurts.
Sloppy, let the sister finish her testimony, and then I'm going to get to you, sister. Go ahead, so I'm still listening. We're listening.
Because in the Passover, Elders of Bach was talking about it, about all the camps not coming together and the turmoil within the different camps or whatever. And for a new person, I was one of the people going around thinking that I can just gather everybody together, peace, 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 peace. And for real, it's a hard pill to swallow because I just think that we should be able to love one another. Like, y'all can disagree, but to hate one another. And I found myself being put in a position where I felt like I had to hate another camp because they wasn't going with. You understand what I'm saying? And as a woman, we can't fight with these men. But I kind of felt like I was putting myself in that position. And now with the sisterhood, I'm away from all that. I can just focus on the word and focus on the fellowship and just stay true to Yahweh and Yahweh. And I really appreciate that. So I just wanted to say that in regards to forgiving our brothers and sisters and loving them still. But, if they're doing something wrong, just separate ourselves. And God will guide our steps to find where he wants us to be. And that's what I feel with you guys. This is where I'm supposed to be. So, shalom, and thank you for that.
You're welcome, sister. All praises to water, sister, to water. I'm gonna let the sister who says Salafi go ahead, and I'm gonna add my piece in. But all praises to the Most High. We are. This is a strong work. So all praises. I understand where you're coming from. I'm gonna let the sister who says Salafi go ahead, and then I'm gonna hold my peace and speak on those things. So go ahead, sister. I'm listening.
So, yeah. And I wasn't trying to cut before. I thought she had stopped. And I was trying to just come in real quick before you expounded on that, so I do apologize about that. But I just want to say that when I was watching, unfortunately I couldn't attend, but when I was watching one of the videos from the H.O.I. Passover, and right after Macab came out and said something about, well, right before he said something about his mom, Priest Zabak said that us women are very important to this whole thing. We're very important. That camps have actually broken up because the women couldn't get along. So it is great. I just wanted to expound on how great it is that we can come together and talk like this on Sundays and how wonderful it is. And I'm glad you found us, sister, because we're here and we love you. We love you.
All praises. We love all you sisters. We got so much love. All praises to Water Sister for speaking out and stuff like that. I just want to make sure that you sisters can really feel the love that radiates within me, within all the other sisters, because I'm just a vessel. We're all just vessels of the Most High. We're all just earth and ashes, so we gotta make sure we give glory to the Most High. For allowing certain things to take place, for directing our steps, for things to align in a certain way, so we just got to make sure we give glory to the Most High by Shemashiach Yahushai. Now to the first sister, I don't think I got your name, sister, but I'm going to address you regardless. This truth is something special. I know there's a lot of camp banging and you're not part of this under this brother and so and such and such. And I know us sisters we feel like we can change everything. I can change that. I can be that factor, but it's all on the Most High's time, and for good reason. There are certain sects because if we were all under one banner, this truth would be pushed out the way it was pushed, the way it's pushed out right now. We all have our role, we all have our office. We're all dismembered, but eventually sisters were getting built up in the spirit, and it's truly an honor and a humbling experience to be able to help my sisters to grow and to fulfill their spirit and to be, well nurtured and well watered in the spirit as they should. So all praise to the Most High. I just want to make sure I keep it humble over here, and we will keep growing. We will keep improving. If it be by God's grace, there's so much more for our sisters to cultivate. Lord's willing, with the more fellowship and stuff like that, just speaking out in the spirit. Lord's willing, our sisters can be able to have like a certain gathering or something like that, or certain gathering, so we can cultivate and strengthen that sisterhood, that sistership, because we are those pillars. Like you said, like the second sister who spoke up. A lot of camps, they kind of ended up splitting because the sisters couldn't agree or couldn't dwell together peaceably. There is such joy to the Most High when brethren, when sisters can dwell together in peace. And Lord, I'll find that scripture, but in other words, it's glorious and it's joyous that we as sisters can be able to have adult conversations, be able to, build each other up in love and in prosperity, in blessings. That's what it's about. That's what it's about by being your sister's keeper, by being your brother's keeper. So all praise to the Most High. We got a lot to grow, but it's sometimes good to stop and smell the roses. We are that pillar of rest, but that pillar of strength as well, that pillar of union. Because, even when you look at it as the worldly sense, the party ain't jumping unless the sisters is there. The party ain't jumping unless the sisters is there. So, we bring that essence that balances off this extremely masculine world, and there's nothing wrong with masculinity. I'm sick of people talking about toxic masculinity and toxic this and blah blah blah. Look, we want our men to be men. We want our men to be masculine, to be leaders, but we also come with that balance to balance everything. Let's get Proverbs 11 now, real quick. As I said, balance. We have to have that balance to couple, to couple certain things. We are a softer nation. We are a softer tone. So we can come in with certain things at a softer way. We don't always with the brothers. That's not our role, sisters. So all praises to the first who spoke up. You're able to realize where your role is. Realize, like, nah, let me not be going chest to chest with these brothers and stuff like that, because I have my role as a woman. I need to just kind of fall back, and all praises you will learn that. So I'm gonna let the scripture speak. Thank you, sisters, for coming up and giving up testimonies, comments and concerns. It really does help for the nation as well to hear different pieces, different aspects, different walks of life. So all praise to the Most High, Bashem, Mashiach, H.O.I. Let's get Proverbs 11:1, and I will let the scripture speak.
Okay, we're going to go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 1. When everyone has it, they come.
Come.
A false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight.
Right. So we are the blitz. We are the other side to the weight. Of course, when you see a lot of camp videos, of course it's going to be a lot of men, because that's what they're called to do. So you don't really see a lot of sisters, so behind the scenes. They might be at camp every now and then, but it's really a man's role to be out there, to take the forefront, So watching, just straight videos and stuff like that can, that's all you know. But we as sisters, we come with that energy of femininity that's so needed, to balance everything. We are the other part of the scale that helps everything to just level off, let everything just be all balanced, because the Most High loves everything to be balanced and even keel. So we come with that love, we come with that sisterhood, we come with these things, and it will inspire, the young women. It will inspire the young men to, let me deal. Because, like the sister said, a lot of problems, a lot of issues between men is a lot of times with. We get our stuff together, if we get our stuff in accord, then the man is like, you know what, I don't really got to fight so hard for my woman. Men are territorial and stuff like that. So, we please the glow. We good. So, just, want to make sure we keep that in mind as well. All praises, all praises. If you guys have any more questions, any more comments, concerns, testimonies, precepts, we're here to build. We're here to balance things out. We're here to, be that righteous balance, that righteous weight. So, but if y'all don't necessarily have any precepts, I'm going to go on to the next one in terms of long suffering. But again, I want to make sure that you sisters, I want to let you know that you sisters, I highly appreciate you sisters. Like, I speak so highly about you sisters to my family and to my other friends and stuff like that, that I really do appreciate the sisterhood. I really do. Even myself, I really do appreciate the sisterhood, because that's what's needed. That's what's important. To build up our sisters, to have that good relationship, to have that good sisterhood, that if I call on a sister for a certain problem, if I need counseling, I know my sister got my back. So I want to make sure you sisters, have that confidence and stuff like that, because I know y'all my sisters keepers. Y'all ride with me, and I ride with y'all. Y'all give me energy, I give y'all energy right back. So I want to make sure that sisters feel the love, that you sisters are getting built up in the spirit as well, and that, Lord's willing, we gonna rock till the wheels fall off. We gonna ride till the wheels fall off, and that's just that. Okay. Go ahead, sister.
I just wanted to bring out Colossians chapter 3, verse 12. And it reads, "Put on therefore, as the elect of God, holy and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long-suffering." And that's just, go right along with how we should be dealing with one another, as sisters. These are the traits, the characteristics that we're supposed to be, showing to one another. The humbleness of mind, the kindness, the long-suffering, the meekness. Like, we're supposed to be dealing with each other like that instead of trying to compete with one another.
Right.
And that's something that we learn in Babylon, to compete with, the next moment, instead of being, I don't want to say comfortable in your own skin, but when you follow the laws and commandments of Yahweh, He makes it so that you are comfortable in your own skin, humble, where that,
right,
that Proverb 31 woman comes out where she laughs at the days to come, So, that's just to go along with what you were saying,
Right. Absolutely, sister. We got to keep pulling down the strongholds, So a lot of, as I'll praise, I'm glad you brought that part out, about how in the world a lot of sisters would compete, like, oh, who she thinks she is? She thinks she's better than me or something? What? Whatever. Her Gucci bag fake. So we can't operate in that type of spirit no more, So even, it's just about being, like you said, sister, confident yet humble. Confident yet humble that, you know what, the sister is doing well. Encourage your sisters. You see your sister got a business, got a YouTube or something, clap it up for the sister. And if you feel some type of way, it's like, damn, I might need to work on that. I might need to up my level on that. Encourage one another. Encourage one another. Clap it up for you sisters. Make sure that you encourage one another. Like, share that love. That's where we differentiate from the rest of the world. We want to keep encouraging our sisters so long as they're doing righteousness. They got a business. They might have children. They have a YouTube, they have a restaurant, whatever it is, they graduated from something. We want to be there like, yes, sister, yes, I see you. You doing it. Yes, you know what I mean? Like, that's that encouragement. That's that strength where we lie. That's that strength of sisterhood. Being encouraging of one another, having that love. Like, yes, sister, I see you. Go ahead. Go off on them. Let them know what's up. Yes, you know what I mean? So, yeah. First of all, Salakia, go ahead, and the second, I'm going to address you afterwards.
Okay, I brought up Colossians 3 and 12. What I also wanted to add on was that I think you made a statement along the lines of, about shortcomings, like pretty much shortcomings, something we need to work on if we, how we get into our feelings, whatever, I guess when we're lacking of something. If she's doing a business, see if you can help her out, give her some props, basically, that she's doing her thing instead of becoming jealous of what she's doing. Like I'll give my own testimony, for the truth. I had demons on me, and one of those demons was jealousy, and that was a big one. Growing up in Babylon, you want to compete, you want to compete with the next woman. So I noticed that when I would get jealous, it was usually due to me feeling insecure about something that I wasn't doing or that I could have been doing, but what, it was something that I lacked, not realizing that every sister has their own gift. I'm trying to have everyone's gift instead of embracing the gift that Yahweh gave me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to multitask, have this, that, and the third, but we don't operate like that. Like, we don't know how to, like, we want to do everything, but we have to get our priorities right. So and for me, it was more focusing on the gift that Yahweh gave me instead of trying to be, the superwoman and be able to do this and that and the third. So that's something I had to come to grips with before, during this truth, before the truth. And, I can say now that I understand it, and I've gotten so much better in this word where I'm getting that comfort from Yahushua and the Most High in my skin, with the gift that was given to me personally by my Father.
That's right.
So I just wanted to drop that. And then, it also, yes. And it also goes with how we deal with the brothers. That verse, the kindness, the humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering. Because I grew up a tomboy. I played sports. I thought I could kick it like one of the dudes. So and that's back on kind of teaching me. And me playing sports, I thought that, I could challenge guys because I felt I was that tough.
I'm a teenager. I'm thinking, because I could play sports like them. Whatever they can do, I can do it. So you just gotta keep that in mind. My dad always told me. He said, if you hit a man, or expect to get hit back. Don't believe that whole thing about boys can't hit women. If you hit somebody, anybody, you might get hit back. So you just if you're meek and you're kind and you have humility, you're not going to get into those type of issues. You're not going to subject yourself to those circumstances where the Most High is going to have to put you in your place. So that's all I wanted to say on that. Hopefully I wasn't long-winded on it.
Sister, you are fine. All praise to the Most High is what the Spirit allowed you to say, what the Spirit needed you to say. But go ahead, sister. The next one I said, Salakia. Go ahead, sister. I'm listening. Go ahead, sister.
I was going to say that, the thing of my struggle is the masculinity part of it. Because, in Babylon, I've always been taught by all the women in my family that we have to be strong and independent and we don't need no man. And I'm not supposed to be like, I don't need no man, but the strength of it all is what I'm working on humbling myself, because I've always been pushed to be that independent, not to, compare myself to a man, but to not depend on a man and not depend on everybody else. So, that strength part of it, I'm working on humbling myself, because, coming into the truth, the beauty for me is I can be a lady now. I can be a woman. I can be soft. I don't want to be hard, but that's what I want. That's so beautiful. And with my relationship right now, that's the one thing that I focus on, is trying to uplift my man and show him that he's leading me and that I'm willing to submit myself to him and build him his strength up through my humbleness, if that makes any type of sense. And moving forward within the camp and stuff, I have to bite my tongue, because just because they may come at me flip, I don't want to be that sister to be arguing back and forth with a man, especially on a platform where the world can see. And it's like, us women, we're always out of line because of that strength part, to where we don't know how to just, humble ourselves, put our head down, and just, believe that God or Yah is guiding us through this man that's before us, and not try to challenge him every time. If that make any type of sense. That's something that I'm working on. It's just to humble that masculinity, because that whole saying of toxic masculinity is some BS, and I don't agree with it, and I don't want my men to be weak or not to have that masculinity, because it's extremely important, because if they're attacking our man, which is taking away their masculinity, and that's why we got all this Sodom and Gomorrah going on in this society right now. And as a mother of a son, that's something that I'm really fighting against, is that being put on my son to be more feminine and not really be masculine like he's supposed to be. I'm finished. Hello? Did he hang up?
Y'all should probably dropped off the call.
Yeah, we're still here.
Okay, time.
Point, sister. It's kind of hard, especially with some of our experiences with men. I myself have had some really bad ones. So, let a man try to come and tell me anything, on Facebook I was known as like the man hater. I understand 100% where you're coming from, sister, because it was hard for me too at first, they can have 7 wives, but we can't only have one man. I I had to calm that spirit down. I had to get rid of all of that. That's part of getting rid of the leaven out of your system and everything, because Yah will put that spirit on you to not go back and forth with them, and just you get a right balance. You're right. You will be righteous just as back.
All praise that that spirit off you, because that's a serious spirit that a lot of us don't know how to handle. The nation was built on having more than one wife. But in Babylon, where there's all so wrong, we have no idea of how to be a wife. So we just look at it like a man has multiple wives. In our mind, we think it's beneficial to him, but it's really not. If we do more study, it's beneficial for the woman to work together, to come together, to have that sisterhood. The nation was built off of 4 women. So if we keep, reading and studying and looking at our foremothers and use them as an example, that how it will bless you and take that spirit off, and so we're not caught up in thinking that a man is supposed to only have one wife. Now, if he chooses, that's for that man. According to scriptures, there's 7.
Because that man should be able to take care of those wives and those children. Right.
Not the same for every man. We're talking about righteous, God-fearing men of the Lord.
Con. It's just a little hard. Because we've been brought up and raised in that, so it's like
right. We got to look at ourselves. We got to self-examine ourselves and say, if this is what you want from me, this is, we're servants. We can't just be the world and say, we love Jesus and we don't do what he says. We see people say that a lot, but they follow the commandments, We have to truly live it. We can't just say it. We have to live it with one another, and he'll build up the strength, and the spirit within you. We can't be willfully sinning, and we could just keep sinning and then repent and do the same sin, repent again, do the same old sin, repent. We can't. It's right. You will get punished because you're doing it knowing the laws and commandments. You're still doing it. After a while, you will have a guilt. Right.
I work on myself.
Right. You where your flaws at.
Right.
You know where to start. That's our sins. That's our faults. We have to start somewhere.
Right.
How are we going to know what we need to change and work on?
You don't know. You don't know how to heal if you don't even know if you're sick. So you have to first know you're sick in order to begin the healing process. A lot of us women, we walk around sick every day and don't even know we're sick and wonder why we keep, running into stumbling blocks and, going through the same old issues, the same old scenarios day after day or, week after week, is because there's something that we're repeating that's not in line or not in order that's reaping the same result,
Shalakia sisters, I wanted to say I don't have the scripture to back me up right now, but it's a scripture that really helps me, or I think about when I start reverting back to my masculine ways, is how the Lord look at us women, look at us children of Zion, the daughters of Zion, as delicate flowers in the kingdom. And so I think of that when I start feeling myself getting kind of hard, and I think, y'all look at me like a delicate flower. I want to be that delicate flower.
Right.
So I try to humble myself into being more like that delicate flower that y'all look at me like. So, I don't know. I just wanted to say that because that really helped me in my day-to-day when I'm thinking about my actions and how I'm reacting towards anyone, especially men. Like, be delicate, you know. You don't have to be hard, you know. God wants you to be delicate. He wants you to be a lady. So, you know, think about that and walk in those ways and not in the ways that you were taught in Babylon. So, I just want
Salakia sisters, I appreciate you sisters for bringing up your point. I don't know what happened. I got cut off. I was like, I'm in this by myself. What's going on? Salakia. But I wanted to bring out a precept. The line just went dead on me. I was like, hello. But real quick, sister, just to give you a quick precept. Let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 3. You know, as you say, like, you know, we were once taught to be hard and be, you know, I'm a strong, independent black woman. I don't need no man, but we do. You know, it's and you know what? Some women they may not be accepting towards the fact of being soft, of being more feminine, of being, you know, resting in your femininity. Some sisters be like, what? That's weak. But the thing is, they don't realize that that's our strength. That is our strength. Like, yes, you can have strength, but it's within a certain type of energy behind it. Men have strength in terms of, you know, being physically strong, but we as women, we have strength in terms of being mentally strong and using our strengths to our advantage. So I think what's in the future, I definitely want to do a lesson about cultivating more femininity and stuff like that, or maybe on my channel, whatever, do something about improving your femininity, because that's what we're trying to learn too. That's what I'm trying to learn as well. It's just to be a bit more soft, be a bit more reserved, be a bit more feminine, be a bit more womanly. People might think, oh, you weak, but they don't understand. They don't understand the power of being a woman. They don't understand the power of being a feminine, delicate woman. So, real quick, let's go to 2 Corinthians 10 and verse 3. Shalom, whoever that is. Shalom, sister. Shalom. Shalom, sis. Shalom. Yeah, so let's get that. 2 Corinthians 10 and verse 3. We're going to go ahead and go to the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 3, when everyone has it. Say, Khan. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. You know? Verse 4, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. Read on. Verse 5, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. Right. A lot of sisters. So, again, pulling down that stronghold, pulling down those things that we used to do, that we were taught is, okay, this is what it takes to be a woman, is to be, you know, neck to neck with the men, is to be all tough and rugged and to, you know, shooting people outside of school with a couple of guys. Let me stop.
Salakia.
Go ahead, sister.
I was talking with a brother, and shalom to everyone first.
Shalom, sister. Shalom.
I was talking with a brother a while ago,
and he was, complimenting me on how he was saying that I act feminine, and he likes the way that I respond to him. And, just from talking with him, I can tell that previously when he dealt, I don't know who the previous sister was that he had been dealing with, that might have been a problem, because it's like he was, making, kind of a big deal out of it. And when I hear you all saying that, it takes more strength to, to not be the stereotype that they want us to be, as far as being the strong black woman, that our oppressors put out there for us to be, in order to really keep us separated from our Judite man, or either from whatever tribe we are, from the 12 tribes of Israel. They really tell us that to keep us separated from them, not to bring us together. Because you see in these commercials, they want us to be with another race, not our own.
Yep.
And yes, Con. And I was going to say, if you think of that, try a visual that I think would help some sisters. If you remember that Michael Jackson movie, a video, Remember the Time. You remember how Iman, she had a lot of control. All she did was just sit there and look and, look beautiful. And then she pointed to whoever she wanted to dismiss if they didn't please her. And Eddie Murphy was, the role of the king there. But she was really the one saying who she wanted to dismiss or be killed or whatever if they didn't please her. So he was going out of the way to please her, and she didn't raise up or, act overbearing or act manly or anything. She just sat there, looked graceful, looked beautiful, and just point, I want you or I don't want you, and that was it. And Eddie Murphy, he was playing, the role of the king, and he was doing whatever she said. He has more power than her, but he was doing all he could to please her. And, she was saying very little and doing very little, but she still had a lot of, she had control in a different way, more of a subtle type of control, because her king was going out of his way to please her. So she was still getting what she wanted, but she was doing it in a feminine way.
Exactly. All praises, sister, for your input. It really helps to strengthen the class. It helps to, I don't know what else to say after that, but thank you, sister. All praises. All the different points and aspects really help to bring about a more fruitful class, or bring about a more, well-rounded lesson where every sister has the opportunity to get their point across. And just to add on to that, sister, when the Most High says pull down those strongholds, it's going into very strongholds. But if your stronghold, if that is your thing specifically for you, is being, kind of rough around the edges, kind of masculine and stuff like that, there is a lot of, you can pull down that stronghold. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes diligence, but it can be done, so. And just to bring out a point, we sisters, those who are married and those who are not, it's all good to get into practice for it. But, you are the neck or the spine, and the man is the head of the household. The man is the one who ultimately has the final say. But with you can be able to move things to have a certain say, to persuade in a way, and use your femininity to, no, babe, this not going to work, because we are the neck, just like the sister said with the video, Remember the Time by Michael Jackson, the queen, I think you said Ayana is her name, she didn't really have to say too much, she just, boom, boom, persuaded him, so that at the end of the day, he made that final decision. At the end of the day, she got what she wanted, he got what he wanted. Everybody was happy because of what? She was resting in her femininity. Once you rest in your femininity, you're gonna realize how much people are willing to give you, how much people are willing to, allow you to receive. And that's part of being feminine, is to receive, receive the blessings, be able to, if somebody offers you help, it's like, take a step back and like, yes, you can help me. Yes, I need help with these groceries. Yes, I need help to fix the tires. Yes, I need help with this. That's the part of being, more feminine. It's just being more accepting or receiving of certain things, certain helps that might come your way. That strong, independent, I don't need no man, black woman spirit. That's a stronghold that has to heavily get pulled down in our community. So that strong, independent, I don't need no man spirit. All right, that's fine. That's what you want to do. Go ahead. But if you want to see, if you really want to see just how much people are willing to help, the damsel, then so be it. Nobody wants to help somebody who says they got it already, and just to preference that. That's all. Wanted to make sure we're on the same page. So sisters, don't feel no way. We all used to, a lot of us used to be, in a very masculine spirit. But this truth is allowing us to pull down these strongholds and strip off those other layers and be born again, be new, and be more refined so that we can be more feminine. I think I really should, Lord will do some lessons on femininity. I need to get it right myself. I can get it for you guys as well. So, but I think that's what's needed. Femininity, the essence of what it means.
That's one of us. They have been snatching our men from the time that just get by in our own. That whole thought process, right? It's been so embedded. It's been so embedded. But I've always known in my heart, the head of my household, I don't have a problem with that. Be righteous as well. I can't have him just doing me wrong. That's the problem, and a lot of jakes just they don't know either. I mean, we can't hold them faulted. They didn't know, just like we didn't know, So we're coming back together here, and
And just to comment on what you said, we have to be masculine to just get by. But those of you who do have a man in the house, look, let me just say this right now, right here, right now. There's nothing wrong with you, sister, if you are a boss in the work life, if you are, a go-getter and ambitious and stuff like that, and you might be a certain leader in certain things. But when you come back to your household, it's your time to just relinquish all that and just be softer. You know what I mean? A lot of sisters, they kind of get the aspect of work and home life kind of skewed. So if you are, a boss and I'm a boss and all that stuff, and that's in your work life, and you really are like an investor or whatever, you really about your money and stuff like that, about your purpose. When you come home now, time to take off that hard hat, time to take off all them rough stuff, get into your femininity, light some candles, get some soft music, get back into being softer so that you can replenish your spirit instead of being so hard and tough. That's why I say women, we are fluid, we are representation of water. Because water, yes, it's very fluid, but when we're out there in the world, it's cold. We gotta freeze. We gotta be a little tough. We gotta be, a little bit more edgy. When you come home now, you let all that relax. You let all that chill off. You let your man, be the head of household that he needs to be. You be soft. You be delicate. It's a balance.
Shalakia sisters, I think it's watching my mouth, not always be quick to have something to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, and my strength is my tongue. I could cut a person with my tongue, and I cut my man or I cut everybody around me with my tongue, and that's a part of that masculinity. I don't always have to say something. I don't always have to speak up. Sometimes I have to know how to humble myself and let my man be a man and just be quiet, be in silence. And that's one of the things that I'm struggling with is just shutting my mouth and be in silence and be humble with that, you know?
Mm-hmm. It's a struggle. It's definitely a struggle to master the tongue, to be able to master, because the tongue, like you said, it could really cut, it could do some damage. But then sometimes, hold up, let's go to Ecclesiastes 3:1. Go ahead, sister. That means Salakia.
Salakia, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just thinking of a really good precept from what the sister just said about her tongue problem. I don't know if you've Proverbs 18:21.
Khan.
Did you want me to read it, or?
You can read it, sister. You can bring it out.
Okay. Does everybody have it? Proverbs 18 and 20. You could either condemn your saying something that goes God, but life is in this world. In the Word of God, and fruit if you stay on course. But if you're saying anything or doing anything that goes against the teachings of God, the teachings of Yahweh, then that will bring you death and cause you to be destroyed. So, but the good thing is that the sister has realized that she's been cutting people. So you got to realize that it's a problem first before you correct the problem. And so the Lord knows that you're working on yourself. And so, I think that's a good first step. Some people, they are in denial, and they just end up getting destroyed because they take it too far.
That's right. Shalakia, sisters, and I love that after that verse, the next thing is about finding a wife. So, it kind of like go into what I'm talking about being humble as a woman, like the way I speak, because in controlling the way I speak, as far as the way I'm looking at it, and controlling the way I speak is making myself a good wife, or being able to be a wife. That's right, because the next one is whoever findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtaineth favor of the Lord. So, watching my mouth is a big thing in my humbleness that I'm working on. So thank you, sisters, for that.
I end the bar. And it seems to me that when... Oh, I'm sorry, were you saying something?
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay, sorry. And it seems to me, like from that brother that I was talking with when he was saying about my own femininity, and I think that men, they want to model a woman more and do more things for you. Makeup and nails and hair done and looking beautiful and everything of these 12 tribes, and they see us as this gentle flower to them. But when we start talking and cutting them, with our either our voice or with the way that we do things, our actions, then often that makes them want to look elsewhere. And sometimes, unfortunately, they look outside of the 12 tribes when they go looking elsewhere, and then they want to say that they wish that we were like these other women, and that's not good. done that first to realizing that it's a problem. So now I just got to put it into practice. You know, because they say fruit, what is it? I guess you could say a two-edged sword, or either it's good for both the man and the woman. I think that's what that's saying, Proverbs 18 and 22. Because if the wife is a good thing for the man, then the husband is a good thing for the woman as well. Because we part of him. We part of him.
That's right. That's right. All praises. You know, you got to realize you need medicine in order to take it. You can't force this medicine down nobody's throat. If you're sick, you know you need medicine. Come get this medicine. So, real quick, I just want to make sure we're building on it. You know, I know we had a talk before, but you know, the spirit just moves. It moves like the wind. Wherever we go, we follow. So, just to add in, let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 7. Now, you can read the whole Ecclesiastes 3 up to about verse 8. It goes into how everything is a timing, how everything has its own time and place for everything. But specifically for you, sister, you know, and it's about controlling your tongue. Let's read what the scriptures have to say. Let's go to Ecclesiastes in the Bible. Let's see. It's between Isaiah. Between Song of Solomon and Proverbs.
So I
Francis.
I want you to bring out a verse to Sirach. We were talking about
going to get that one too.
Oh, okay.
I know, Sirach 26:14. I had it right there, yep. Yep, exactly. All praises. So we're going to get that one right after, sis. Don't worry. Alright, let's go to Ecclesiastes in the Bible between Proverbs and Song of Solomon, Old Testament, Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 7.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and go to the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 7. When everyone has it, say con. A time to rend, and a time to sow, a time to keep silence, and a time to speak.
Right, so that's time to run it right quick. But like I said, y'all can read that on your own time because it's basically like everything is a balance. So, sister, not saying that you gotta be, you know, quiet all day, every day, but there's a time to speak. There's a time to, you know what? Let me not say nothing right now. I should kind of fall back and just let whatever, you know. And there's a time to say something in a respectful manner. That's just, you know, again, having that wisdom, having that long-suffering understanding that, you know, when to interject, when to not, when to kind of pull back, when to speak. You know, not saying you're just going to be a mute all day, you know what I mean, but to have that wisdom, okay, you know when to say, know when to speak, know when to say it in a certain way, think about it, and if it's not your time to speak, it's not your time to speak, and that's it, you know? But as a sister, because we in the spirit right now, this is going to bring out Sirach 26 and 14. Let's get that. Sirach 26:14 out of Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha, you know. We all share the same spirit, so all praise to the Most High, you know. We work in the spirit right now. Let's go to Ecclesiastes or Sirach in the Apocrypha, chapter 26 and verse 14.
Okay, we're going to read from the book of Ecclesiasticus, Sirach, chapter 26, verse 14. So everyone has it, they con. There morning, participants in the conference. Please announce yourself, a gift of the Lord. And there is nothing so much worse than a mind well instructed.
That's right. So, I want you to, Salakia, I want you sisters that when you have your husband, put yourself in their shoes for just a quick second. Put yourself in these men's shoes. Not saying that you gotta be men, but just be empathetic to them. If they are outside doing a whole lot of work, some might be manual labor, so I be catching hell from Jim and John and Billy and all types of little slick race remarks. And they gotta just bite the bullet and all this stuff. It might be in construction. It might be, all this noise, all this folly and foolishness and all this type of, hate that's just kind of spewed at them, whether it be passive aggressively or directly or whatever, So when they come home now, they want some peace. They want some quiet. They want some, what? Let me just fall back. Let me let him get at least 30, 45 minutes. Whatever it is that your man needs, give that to him. Because a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there's nothing so much worse as a mind well instructed. So even in yourself, you wouldn't want when you come home from work to be met with a whole bunch of problems, a whole bunch of situations, a whole bunch of back chat, a whole bunch of where you at, where you been at, what took you so long, this and that, and all this other, bacchanal. All that stuff. You just want to come home with some peace, some quiet, take off your shoes, get a shower, get something to eat, go to bed, rinse and repeat. You don't want to be met with problems. So just to make sure that we are cultivating these things, as well as for the young sister Yana, that, when daddy comes home, you give him some time. And I'm pretty sure your mother will tell you that, look, give your father some time off. Give your father a little time. Don't ask him nothing when he comes right to the door, because that answer's going to be a no. He steps through the door. So, give daddy some time, give your husband some time, and then after that, then you can ask her, play with daddy, play with your husband or whatever. So these things are important to be taught to the youth, but also those who are in this truth now. It's good to teach yourself, understand for yourself, that you can pass this on and be that proper example. So that's where it's at. That's where it's at. I hope you understand, sister. You're all praises.
I do. Thank you.
All praises. Take care of yourself, take care of your household, take care of your children and your men and stuff like that, because that's our blessing. I remember even my father, he would always, and I'm grateful to be able to have a father in my household that can be able to teach me certain things and let me know and put me on the game. So I want to do the same for you sisters as well. So what my father would always say is that, look, when you get married, when that time comes, do not, and I mean do not, meet him with a whole bunch of problems and issues and stuff like that. When he comes home, give him some time. And I get these lessons from my brother, my blood brother as well. And they would always tell me, like, when you get married, men are simple. All they want, Slovakia, since I'm going to have Sister Yana kind of exit out right quick. Because it's simple. All men want is silence, a sandwich, and some sex. But simple. It's simple. Men are not very complicated. Men are not, the quantum physics
simple beings. And you got to be able to kind of match that or attend to their needs as men. So I want to keep it as PG as possible. You know, silence, a sandwich. Make sure you just know how to throw down in the kitchen. You know, cook your man some food and provide your wife with duties. I'll put it that way. But that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. So that's all I'm gonna say. We got children listening, so I gotta make sure, you know. Yeah, Slovakia, sister. Slovakia, sister Sarah. I need to go into that, but it's the truth. It's the truth. So. You're right. We should be able to discuss, you know, what we discuss, whether it's, you know, adults or children, because if it's the truth, it's the truth. Exactly. So, sisters, I think we've been going on. I don't know how long. The spirit just feels so like comfortable, but I gotta remember I got some stuff I gotta do. I know you got some stuff that you might want to fix up and stuff like that. But you know, it takes patience, it takes effort, it takes diligence, it takes understanding. But all these things will be granted unto you so long as you ask. And one thing I want to leave you sisters with is ask specific prayers. You know, when you pray to the Most High, according to Matthew 7:7, ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be opened unto you. You want to be able to pray specifically. So within your prayer, within your praises, you want to make sure that you are, you know, asking the Heavenly Father to take out a certain spirit out of you. Be very specific about what you want. You know, be very specific about what you need in your spirit, what you need in your life. So if you need that tongue to be tamed, pray that the Most High can help you to tame your tongue. And don't be surprised. You might get hit with a little something, you know, to test you like, oh, is she really ready to get her spirit, her tongue tamed? You might get somebody going off on you. It's like, oh boy, I asked for it. Let me just swallow that right quick, you know. So, Most High will give you tests, but it's tests to help you grow. You ask for it. Don't be surprised if somebody might try and talk all up in your face and stuff like that, because it can happen. But it's the Most High is trying to prove you and work on you. But sisters, I'm gonna head out of here. I'm about to, you know, go ahead and sew some more fringes and stuff like that. But I adore all of you lovely sisters, you know, for coming on the call, for making time, for signing in, for bringing up your precepts, for bringing up your different ideals and different concerns. So that's all praise to the Most High. You know, all praises for you beautiful, lovely, kind, humble-spirited sisters. May we just keep walking in the fruits of the Spirit of love, joy, peace, long-suffering, meekness, and so on and so forth. So I bid you sisters a wonderful Sunday, a wonderful start of the week. May you sisters keep improving every day, putting that best foot forward. And if you fall, get up and keep going, you know. So all praise to the Most High by Shema Shak Yahushua. I just want to say a quick shalom, sisters. All praises. I love you so much, sisters. So my heart really truly reaches out to you, sisters, and may we just keep feeding our soul and keep improving. So shalom, sisters.
Shalom.
Salakia. Shalom. Shalom. Praise. Salakia. Did you still want her to bring out the verse? The verse that we brought? You can bring it out. Bring it out, young sister Yana. That's what it's about. Bring it out. Galatians chapter 5 and verse 22. We don't lead with that.
Galatians chapter 5 verse 22. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, meekness, faith, goodness, patience, Against which there is no law.
All praises. That's what it's about, sisters. That's what it's about. The water, young sister Yana, all praises. Your voice is very beautiful. Praises to your mother, Tarael. All praises to you, beautiful sisters of all ages, of all sizes. May you just keep flourishing and keep growing and keep improving and keep striving for the kingdom. All praises by H.O.I. H.O.I. All praises. Shalom. Shalom.
You know, all praise to the Most High God, Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, Yahushua, for another Sunday session, man. You know, it's beautiful to see all the women come together and sharpen up their sword. They love it, so I love it. And we're going to close it out. A second, where's that? We're going to close it out with our brother T.B. Gabar and Quadash. Stay on fire.
Whoever thought I would make it this far? Photo my head for the precepts I'm ripping on. I'm the one that stay involved and don't get involved. I like shine bright through the midst of the bomb. I be moving when you're out like kids on a power bike with some kung fu with a shower light. Government, I got to run a weak top like preaching many fold, either than a shop site. I was born a newborn, got my walk right from the lost tribes to the strips. It's a long life, many long nights. Young dog got me calm like car. I ain't thinking about the boss coming on like. Smoke, exhaust pipe, study all night. In the water like Lord, like waterfall, like spoil, like so water back on that ass. Back to the future, a blast from the past. First nigga, who man? Credits hanging to watch work with a spade. In a battle, we don't last, we don't work, we don't rap. Ran to the nigga, left my shirt in the bag. Turn the pages in my turn, man, turn to a 10. He said, man, I need to open that grab. I got thinking I been before. I ain't thinking I been here before.